Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Krusty's Funhouse with me, Mr. Muckluckable. In the last episode, we started World 4, Hub 4 of the game. Hub, Zone, I don't know, sounds a bit like Mario, doesn't it? Well, it's not. It's just the fourth world and we're going to start in level 3. The spooky themed world, I guess, if you listen to the music. It's all kind of haunty, jaunty. What does that even mean? I'm just saying words now. So, first of all, let me just get this out of the way. To anyone that's watching this Let's Play as it's happening, I'm sorry for the gap. It's been quite a few days since the last episode. Just things get in the way. However, if you're watching this after the fact, you know, you just come across this on YouTube, and you just click straight through. Then it seems like nothing's happened. But for people watching as I'm doing it, I'm sorry, a little bit of a delay, but anyway, let's not talk about that. That's boring video stuff. Let's talk about the game. So, this level, I'm trying to think of what I actually did now, because this is obviously post-commentary again. To be honest, this is a thing with this game that I don't get. The difficulty curve of levels just seems so wacky. I'm picking really weird words tonight. Yeah, kind of wacky. You'd think it would go World 1 would be easiest, and then 2 is slightly harder, 3 is even harder, 4 is harder, and 5 is hardest. I think there's 5 worlds. And, I mean, to a certain extent it is. Like, World 1 was definitely the easiest, because it's almost like a tutorial. But there'll be within a level, within a world, there'll be one level where it's like, place a few blocks, you're done, and then there'll be a level after it where you have to get the timing just right, like perfectly right with these stupid rats. If you don't do something fast enough, you failed. And let's just think back to if you were playing this back in 1990 whatever, I've now forgot, 1991 maybe. There are no save states, and the only way you can recover if you do something like that, where if you're too slow, or if you wreck the level permanently, like there's no fixing it, because you can do that in quite a few levels. The only thing you can do is press what I would assume to be select, because I am playing this on an Xbox 360 controller, but it is still select, and it restarts the level at the cost of a life. And that's just harsh. That's really harsh, because you don't have that many levels. Sorry, I keep saying that. Lives. You only have 4 lives at the moment. I have. And they go quickly if you have to keep, giving up. You don't really get lives that often. So this, I can imagine, was quite a difficult game when it came out. I mean, it's still quite a difficult game now, but with the help of save states and stuff, it's not too tricky. I can't complain too much. And there you go, the rats fall down. I'm not quite sure what I did there. I just placed some pipes. I've made a little pipe there you go. And there's Homer doing his job. Crushing those little... Is he crushing them? I guess so. Crushing the little rats to death. Beautiful, beautiful. But yeah, as I was saying, I don't understand the difficulty level, because it seems to have really easy levels and really, really difficult ones. Even as far as level... I'm going to get those words exchanged and missaid all the time. Level and worlds. But yeah, even as far as World 4, the levels are sort of all over the place. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why there's weird, evil, floating, flying parrot things. Look at those. Look at those things with their terrible, terrible, terrible animation. I mean, there's no excuse for that. It looks terrible. Have I said the word terrible? God. Wait, where is it? Did I kill it? I may have killed it. But yeah, in this level, we have some more of the jars where the rats get caught. They get trapped in there. No, I didn't kill it. I think it's still up there. I think it's just about making little walkways and things. That's quite a big part of this game. And this is something that screws me over every time I try and do a level and then have to resort to looking at how to do it, because I always fail. You need a lot of forethought, or maybe I should reword that as trial and error, because there are things you're going to do where, like, you think, okay, I'm fine to break that jar now, and like smash that jar and let the rat free, and then, oh no, wait, I need it later on, and then you've screwed yourself over, and then we're going to go back to what I just said earlier, and when you screw yourself over, that's kind of it. There are those continue codes, you know, it's back in the day when you had lots of those things, like continue codes and cheat codes and stuff like that, but they'll only get you as far as the world. Say if you've got, I don't know, level 7, up to level 7 done, and there was 8, and you failed, you'd have to do a 7 again. I guess it wouldn't be that much of an issue though, because you'd know what to do. Maybe I'm just being too nitpicky. I think this is a generational thing. You know, I didn't grow up on these games, so maybe to me they're quite harsh. Maybe to the people that actually played these in the early 90s, this is what they're used to. They're used to these things. I think that's maybe why people like Dark Souls games so much, and games similar to that, where it's actually putting up quite a challenge. I say Dark Souls because that's like the obvious one people always bring up about its difficulty and its challenge. Maybe that's why they're so popular today. I'm just a little Nancy. And I like easy things. I've said this before though, I've talked about how I like easy games, to be honest. I won't get into that again. This level here is the level of the drips, the drippage, the leaky pipes as they go down, and hurt you, because obviously all water is dangerous and poisonous to Krusty. It will burn him. Clearly it's holy water. That's the only explanation. It must be holy water coming out of those pipes. So actually this level's quite good because this is all about, again, it's all about getting it right, so you can easily get this one wrong with these kick blocks. But you've got to kick him in the right order, kick him in the right direction, and eventually make a little pyramid staircase. But it's so difficult to get this wrong. I think I got it wrong a few times before I recorded the right playthrough of it. Then you kick it over. It would have been funny if it actually squished that little rat then. But it doesn't. Alas, it does not. And then eventually you get a little staircase up. But you see, this one's really easy. I suppose it's not that easy though, because it does take a while to work out the order. Look at... I love the tiny little smile they animated with Homer. Look at the tiny little smile when he crushes him. It just shows he's getting that much joy. Little smile. Yeah, take that, rat. I mean, he does look hideously ugly with no 5 o'clock shadow and just completely freaky, but still, the little smile makes up for it, I say. Just a little bit. Just collecting the goodies at the end as well. So there was something I was going to bring up today, because I always like to bring up some sort of topic with The Simpsons. God, actually, we're kind of near the end of the episode. This one isn't a long one, so maybe I won't get into it too much. But maybe I can. Maybe I can start talking about it, or carry on talking about it next episode as well. But I was going to bring up just oh god, hang on, let me just talk about this level. These damn, look at those stupid birds. Thankfully, I had some ammo to one-shot it. I mean, look at that thing. And I missed with my last shot. Thankfully, that bird doesn't get in the way too much. But this one's quite good. I will get onto what I was talking about earlier, but I just want to bring up this level. This one's quite good because I love destroying these little blocks. There's something so satisfying about destroying those blocks when you walk over them. And there's loads of them. You have to kind of funnel all the rats down to the bottom level. But yeah, up here there's even more. It's really weird. I can't explain it. It's really fun to walk over them blocks. That's weird, isn't it? Right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't keep talking about it then. Otherwise, you think I'm all a freak. So what I was going to bring up was just, you know, a general Simpsons topic, because that's what I'm planning to do with this series. And it's something that kind of crossed my mind the other day when talking to a friend, because we were chatting about something or other. I don't know, politics or well, probably not sports, because I'm not a big sports fan, but we were talking about something, and I managed to squeeze in a Simpsons quote, and he's like, oh god, you always manage to get a Simpsons quote in, don't you, Joe, or something along those lines. And that just got me thinking that yes I do manage to get Simpsons quotes in there. And when I was helping Edward the guy another Let's Player, he was doing a Let's Play of The Simpsons Hit and Run. And so I did a co-commentary with him, and we were talking about how, I can remember all these quotes and things like that, and just how I can kind of, I don't know, find any quote, applicable quote from The Simpsons for any situation, almost. And he's like, well, I don't know, I just don't get how you can do that. And Honest on 23 also took part in one of these as well, and we kind of had to explain that, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's just a simple case of watching the shows so much. Like, I don't actively go out and try and find the quotes, because often I get the quote slightly wrong. Like, it's not perfectly quoted from the show, but it's a general thing. And no, I don't ever go out like, ooh, what quote can I use for this situation? It's usually off the top of my head, and to some that is weird. Like to Edward the guy, that's kind of weird. To my friends who I was talking to, that's kind of weird, because he's like, stop talking about Simpsons, Joe. But I don't know. I can't explain it. They're just hardwired into my mind. It's what you get from watching the show loads and loads of times. And dare I say, I'm watching the show more than ever now. I usually watch it before bed. I got seasons 1 to 11. 11? Yeah. 1 to 11 on DVD. So, you just pop those in, press play, even have a little cheeky listen to the audio commentaries, which I will talk about in another episode probably, because they're quite interesting as well. But, yeah, it just happens. It's like my brain cannot keep knowledge of, I don't know, useful things from A-levels or, well, GCSEs I was going to say, but useful things. Yeah, my brain can't remember anything like that. It can't remember where I left my keys or useful information about people's names. But no, it can remember things like bloody wash from a fat guy's hat, honey. It just doesn't make any sense. But I guess it does, because I've just said it's all about watching it a lot. It's one of those things that, when you revise for exams, at least what I did when I revised for exams, so you just write out the stuff over and over and over again. If you write it out enough times, it's gonna sink in. And I've got decent grades, so it seems to do the job. And I guess the same goes with listening to the show and watching the show. Is you listen enough, you watch enough, and the quotes just sink in and they set. I suppose you have got to make a small effort to try and remember them. Like I know a friend who really likes The Simpsons, and he's forgot a lot of stuff. Shamefully, his Simpsons knowledge is not up to scratch. But I've just noticed we're reaching the end of the episode. Oh God. I really need to sort out ending these episodes, because I always get caught up. But next episode we'll carry on with World 4, Level 4, and I'll ramble more about The Simpsons. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.